and welcome to the Yarnings podcast and
the Anatomy of Knitting podcast. This is episode 70 for me.
And 58 for me. I think I'm calling it the Anatomy of Yarnings part 2.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Yep.
So for those of you who didn't tune in to part 1 a few months back.
About 7 months ago.
7 months ago. This is my friend Erin.
And this is my friend Christine.
And we got to get together today. Erin lives in Ireland, and I live here in the States. And
my family lives here in town, and Christine's about 15 minutes away from them. So we've known each other for
2011, 2010, 2010 maybe?
5 years? Yes,
Yeah.
5 years sounds good.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Even if it's not 100% accurate, it sounds good.
It's something around that time.
We met each other going to, was it Black Sheep or...
Off the first time. And then we've gone to Black Sheep a couple times together, and we've met up at Madrona.
Yep.
We're definitely the Northwesty Fiber Yarn Festival people.
Yes. Well, until I left.
Yeah. We were. How about that? If you were here, we still would be.
We still would go, yes.
So, we are going to intermix our regular segments and tell you about some of our fun stuff.
Yep. Today is June 1st, 2015, and we are podcasting from Vancouver, Washington. And it is a cloudy,
rainy,
overcast, cool day, which is a change from the past few days.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful.
Yes, it has been very nice and got hot pretty quick, so we had to turn on the AC this weekend for the first time.
God bless AC.
Uh-huh.
We don't have air
You don't have
conditioning.
any?
No, but it's we don't really need it most of the time. There's maybe about 2 weeks out of the year that we need it. So.
That's not so bad. I need to come visit you when it's hot here, because we're supposed to have a scorching summer.
Ugh. Ugh.
Escape to Ireland! That would be a good hashtag.
Hashtag escape to Ireland.
Okay, so I do life stories, and Erin does week in review, so we're going to talk a little bit about our weeks.
Both of it.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us about your travels.
So, we got here about a week ago, on the 25th. We flew from Cork to Amsterdam, which is about an hour and 15, I think, minutes. And Nathaniel, which is, I have twin sons, for those of you who don't know, they're 2.5. Or they will be this month, and Nathaniel just did not want to be on the airplane and was upset. But once we got in the air, he was just fine. We got these little harnesses instead of using the car seats, which is a nightmare to deal with. We bought these. I think it's called Kids Fly Right, and what it is, it's a seat belt, for the lack of a better term. The seat belt that it goes around the seat, the seat back.
Okay.
So you pull down the person behind you's tray table, and you put it around, and then you put the tray table back up, and then you tighten it, and then it's just got the two chest straps that you then clip together, and then it has 2 loops at the bottom to go through the seat belt, so you can use the seat belt that's in the airplane as a 5-point harness instead of using a car seat.
A car seat.
Which
2 times 2.
Exactly. And although we had wheels for the car seats, it was a lot easier because it takes time to install a car seat into airplane seats. But with this, for our Cork to Amsterdam flight, we were sitting in the 6th row of the airplane, and we had the straps all taken off and put away and ready to get off the airplane before they had even turned off the. They had turned off the fasten seatbelt side, but before they had opened the door to the airplane.
You're like, quick, give me your seatbelt.
Yeah, I was like, let's go, because we had a very tight connection, so we had to be kind of swift moving.
Yeah.
And then we did I think it was 10.5-hour flight. Poor Malcolm, who's the name of my other son, didn't sleep at all in all of these flights.
Oh, no.
I know, he was like,
Poor kid.
He was a super trooper, though. But we used iPads and the entertainment system on the planes to keep him occupied. We attempted to get them to sleep at one point during the flight. I was successful with Nathaniel, but Malcolm just didn't want to take a nap. So
wow.
We tried to get them to, like, lay down on us and hopefully go to sleep.
Cuddle to sleep.
Yeah, but it didn't work. But he was fine. He wasn't melting down or anything. Immigration in Portland was kind of crazy because I guess they've started this new system where you have to go. You haven't flown internationally.
Not since I was a kid.
When you fly into the United States, you have to fill out this card, this landing card, and it has your address that you're going to be living, and it asks you questions like, have you been in close contact with any agricultural locations or products or anything like that?
Yeah.
And you know, how much stuff are you bringing? What's the monetary value of the stuff you're bringing into the country? And so we had to fill out the paper card, but then we had to get in line and answer pretty much the same exact questions on a computer.
Oh.
And
they didn't refer to your cards.
Right. And then the even crazier part is that now everybody has to get their picture taken at this computer terminal as well. And you can imagine 2-year-olds.
They were not having any.
They were not participating in the camera picture taking. And we were exhausted because we hadn't slept. And so there's like, it's like a passport photo where you have to get your head in like this silhouette.
Yeah.
And so like Malcolm's was like,
and
I was just like
to hang on the wall.
Yeah, I was just like, fine, just say yes, it's fine. Like, because he's 2 years old, he's not going to follow directions.
Yeah.
So that was just, it seemed really annoying that we'd have to fill out the same information twice.
Double duty on all of it.
Why do I have to waste my time filling in the paper copy if you're just going to make me do it on a computer?
Yep.
5 minutes after we land. So
yeah,
that was frustrating.
Ridiculous.
Because, of course, you know, and another thing I noticed was, like, a lot of people aren't as computer savvy as my husband and I are, and they needed a lot of hand-holding to go through this process as well.
Yeah.
And so it just took a long time.
Tech support for the people at the airport.
Yeah. So that was new and exciting and annoying. And so yeah, we got here and then immediately put the boys down for a nap because I think we arrived at like 12 something and got to the house. Well, maybe we arrived at like 11 something and got to the house by 1.
Nice.
So it was perfect time for them to go down for a nap. And as you can imagine, it was difficult to get them up. But
yeah,
it's been a week and it's taken them about a week to get used to waking up at their normal time here because they would wake up at like 5:30. The earliest they woke up was 4:30 one morning. Mama doesn't like that.
Yeah, that would be a challenge.
Yeah. So, but we're here, and Grammy and Pa are having a great time. We went strawberry picking with them Thursday, I think it was. We went to Kruger Farms in Portland, Oregon.
That's where the baskets come from off.
Oh, I had no idea. Interesting. Well, it was nice. We did strawberry picking in Ireland in Tipperary last year, and all the strawberry plants were lifted. They were like on tables that were like this high. As her table, which you can't see. So
it's desk height.
So it was perfect enough for the boys to like be able to reach up and pick. And then for the adults, it was super easy to pick as well. So
it'd be more like blueberry picking, where it's at your actual height, rather than strawberry picking, where you have to
where you have to bend down. Yeah,
it'd be easier on the back.
It was very So I'm excited to at the prospect of going back and getting the strawberries in Ireland because
now they know.
Well, they knew last year.
Oh, okay.
And I believe they put enough strawberries in their tummies prior to us going to check out with the strawberries that were in the box. I think it was the same amount of poundage because they were just, you know, and they would put the whole thing, like you'd pick it and it would have the top and the leaves and everything, and they'd just eat the whole thing. I don't know how they didn't get sick.
Yeah, it's probably mostly okay.
I mean, it's plant life.
Grown, yeah.
Yes.
Just might not taste as good.
I wouldn't have thought, but it didn't bother them. Yeah. So
when the story is that when my aunt was a teenager, she would go blueberry picking and she would bring a bowl and milk and sugar and sit in a blueberry aisle and make herself a little
blueberry sundae
treat. And then she'd pick blueberries and buy those. But she also would bring her plan that she was going to eat some.
Well, I will admit, I ate one strawberry in the field.
Oh,
just to see what they tasted like.
I think that they planned for that.
Yeah,
I think and it was part of the process.
It tasted like sunshine, basically. Is how I like the best tasting strawberry you've had, because I literally picked it off, looked at it to make sure it didn't have like obvious dirt, and then ate it. Or bugs, yeah.
Debug the strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh, yum! That does sound really good.
Yeah. And so I think my mom froze them all because my brother makes smoothies. Using the strawberries, so I think that's what they'll end up going to.
When you get fresh strawberries like that, I always want to make strawberry shortcake, like first thing.
Yeah.
But
I made a strawberry cake that you can find on my Pinterest board. On Pinterest, I can't remember if I'm Knitting RN or EKSRN2002. One of those would work. And it's on my Baking Repeatables.
Oh, okay.
And you use strawberry puree in the cake, and you then use more strawberry puree in the frosting.
Oh, yum.
It is so good.
Delicious. Yeah. I am so going to go pin that.
It's delicious. And the way they do it is on the Pinterest pin that I have, they did swirlies with the frosting, but I just slathered it on it. It tasted just fine.
Yep. Sounds perfect.
Yeah. I've been tempted to try the same recipe, but instead of doing strawberries, doing like blueberries.
Yeah.
But haven't gotten around to it.
You know what else would be good is have some sort of peanut butter with that, because strawberries and peanut butter and cake is really good. I don't know if the boys like peanut butter, but
they enjoy it, but it's not like their favorite thing, I don't think.
I've made a peanut butter cake and put jam.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
That's really good. So when I think of strawberries, could be good.
Yeah, I don't have my Pinterest up, so I can't pull it up to show you. So, yeah, that was my week. What about you?
So it's been a week and a half since I podcast, because I have just been so busy with all of my busyness, besides the physical therapy that has taken a lot of my extra time. We also decided it was time to buy and build a new bed and buy a refrigerator in the last 2 weeks. So there's been a lot of shopping and building and getting the essential things that you need for all that stuff to work. Like you need a rug to go underneath where the cords are going to have to go and stuff like that. And so there was a lot of support things that had to happen to make it all work. But it's really nice. It's so cool.
The setup, the bed that she had, has, not past tense, it's got a white headboard, and then she got a cube bookshelf to go behind it.
It's one of the Calyx IKEA ones.
It's just a really awesome setup. We were walking in here, and I just happened to glance at the room, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want your bed! I want it!"
It looks really cool, and now we have it kind of in the middle, so we have a fan in the front of it, and it's just going to be a really nice, open, airy feel. And then we're right underneath the ceiling fan, which will also help this hot summer. Along with the AC. Sometimes I need the airflow too.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of extra stuff, but it's been really good. It's a nice thing to make our house a little more happy and inviting and homey. Because we sold our bedroom furniture last summer because we were thinking about moving, and so now we've had a floor bed.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I have to interrupt you there.
Yes.
You know how IKEA, they always have their things written in capital letters. So and she called her floor bed, FLORBED.
All caps.
You can't just say floor bed. You have to say it in the way IKEA says things, and it's floor bed.
Floor bed.
Floor bed.
I love floor bed.
They have those like I don't know what, like, they're not waffle cookies, but they're cookies with it's oatmeal-y and caramel-y maybe a little bit, the cookie.
Okay.
And then it's got chocolate in the middle, and they're called chocolate flarns. Chocolate Flarn.
Everything is just so fun to say in there.
You have to say it in kind of a robot, loud voice. Florbed. So anytime I'd see your post about that, you know, in my head I would read, blah, 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 Floorbed, blah, 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 blah.
Yes. My friend Karen thought that I should send that idea into IKEA, that they should really have a floor bed. That they should make some kind of just a slightly raised off the floor pallet kind of idea.
I think they already do.
There's nothing right now, but maybe there was.
I thought there was. That was maybe like 6 inches tall.
Yeah.
Florbed.
They should.
Yeah.
I have such awesome ideas, They should really just listen to me.
I know. It'd be $1 million idea.
There we go.
Floorbed.
So no more floorbed.
No, you gotta say it. Floorbed.
No more floorbed.
Chocolate Flarn.
We love IKEA in my house. So
we love IKEA at our house, too.
Do you have an IKEA near you?
No, it's in Dublin, so that's a 2.5-hour drive away. So when we went to Dublin, oh gosh, when did we go? I want to say it was February, or maybe late March. I insisted that we go to IKEA, and went online and did all the research of stuff
Figured out
that
what
we needed to go.
Yeah.
Because
I always
unfortunately,
do that too, but it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I wish we were still, because when we were still living in Seattle, we were maybe about 20 minutes from the IKEA up there. So.
Well, it made it possible that when we didn't fit everything in the car, we didn't have to go return it all. I just sat outside of IKEA with my donut cowl and sat there and while Eric took a load home. Luckily, none of it was too heavy. He was able to unload it all.
Good.
So, but that was thrilling and exciting. And I told him he was required to take me to frozen yogurt after that. Because that seemed essential after sitting outside of IKEA and watching everyone.
And it was warm too, right?
It was a warm day.
Yeah.
All was well, though. We got it all home. It just took us a little extra day to build it all, because by that time it got
by the time we got
But yeah, it's all good now. Besides that, life stories. I got a new Fitbit. I got a Fitbit. I haven't had one before, and it's purple, of course, because they had purple. So I'm learning how to use that and just kind of getting a better idea of what activity I do outside of the house, because I was using my app on my phone, and that tracked while I had my phone on me. So it gave me a point of comparison, but it didn't really give me any feeling of what I did outside of that. And so I'm trying to get a better picture and just not using it as I have to get to X number of steps, but more if I get to a spot where I think I might have a few more steps left in me today, kind of look at it and say, well, if I already got 8,000, that's probably not a good idea to go take a walk. That would probably be above, and I don't even know what my threshold is yet, and it changes with my fibro, but I'll have a better picture of that. So
what version?
It's the Fitbit Charge HR, so it actually has a little heart rate. There's little green lights that blink. Let's see. If I lift it up, you can kind of see the little green lights. They blink at my wrist, and it shows the heart rate. I can't turn my wrist that way. I can show you upside down. It goes through all the little different things and tells me how many. I've been up 6 flights of stairs. That kind of stuff.
Fancy.
I know. So, yeah, it's fun. Not for any competition type activity, just to give me a better picture. So, that was all my fun life stories. Shall we move into some adventures in knitting and finished objects?
Sure.
Do you have any finished objects?
I do not have any finished objects now.
Okay. I have a little one. Nope, I got it.
All right.
So
I told her I'd be her Vanna.
Yeah, she's going to Vanna for me. So you guys saw that I made myself wristers, and these are sitting here because I've been setting them on my laptop so that my Fitbit doesn't scratch the laptop. I made some for my friend Rena, who doesn't watch the podcast, who I'm going to see. And they're just wristers. They're not really for warmth, just for superhero attractiveness.
Style.
Yes. They are Hawkeye colors. And it's summer reading at her library, and she loves Hawkeye. And summer reading is superhero themed.
Oh.
So wristers seemed like that might be fun. She had liked mine.
Nice.
So that was my little bitty finished object. It only used 20 grams of yarn, and then I'll use the rest of it to make harmonize for her.
All right.
So
she'll have a set.
She'll have a set.
Excellent.
She'll get those in the mail first, though, so she can wear them before I get there.
All right.
So that's my finished object. Works in progress.
So I have 3 works in progress. Whatever. I don't know. So the first one is not here because I didn't have enough room in my luggage for it. It's I always have a hard time. Hitufude? How do you pronounce it?
Hitufude.
Whatever.
That's how I pronounce it.
This, basically. I'm making this sweater.
And I wore mine because I knew that she was working on hers, and so I thought I'd be fancy and show it off.
So, the last time I podcasted, I told everyone that I had joined the sleeves, and I had done this ribbing that goes around, and I was on what I call the skirt part, which is this part here. I think I'm about here. I'm on chart D, I think. Do you go to F? I don't remember. It's either E or F.
I don't remember. And I did mine just a little bit longer. I think I did one more.
So it would be like
after.
G?
Yeah, I might have done G.
Because it's pretty easy to figure out how to make it bigger.
Yeah.
I'm that far on it. I couldn't bring it because of space consideration. Well, I could have, but I chose not to.
Bring clothes or something?
No, because we brought... We took a suitcase and we put it in another. It was like a soft-sided suitcase, so you could fold it up. So we put it in one of the other suitcases that we checked. So we can have 4. We brought 3 filled, and we can take 4 back.
There you go. So you can get some awesome stuff while you're here.
Yes. Yeah, like we're going to talk
we'll
about
get
sewing
to
stuff
that,
later.
yes.
So then the second thing that I am knitting is something I showed last time. And this is my Schuppenwool.
I never know how to say
Schuppenwool. Well, the W is just imagine it's a V.
Okay.
I bought this at Nibble, which no longer exists. The crazy Zauberball.
Zauberball.
It's a Zau. So like I've got to spit out the Z. Zauberball.
Not German.
There's the info. It's wool and nylon and 100 grams. This is what my ball currently looks like. It's this blue, green, yellowish color. And the last time I talked to you all, or talked to my viewers, I was, I think, 4 rows into the slip stitch heel. So I finished the heel.
Nice.
And then I did the gusset.
Yeah, you've done good.
Yeah.
For not having
a lot of time. Yeah, and then I'm on the foot. And I think I'm probably about halfway done with the foot.
Very
and
nice.
The color transitions are really nice and subtle in between each other's. So,
yeah.
I mean, obviously the blue to the green there was where I did the heel flap, and then, but every other transition is really...
And it looks more like handspun in person.
It does.
Like you were saying on your episode. You said
there's
like
lots of barber pulling that you can see.
It looks even more handspun in person. Yeah. It's really nice.
Especially on these sections that are in between the color transitions. You know, because there's this green section which doesn't look very handspunny, but the rest of it kind of does. So that's one of my others. So I don't know. I'll probably at least have 1 sock done before we head back.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have both socks done. But so that's another one of my works in progress. Do you have another one to talk about?
I have 4.
Okay. Well, why don't you do 2 and then I'll do my last work because I only have 1 more.
All right. So these are almost done. These are my celebratory striped socks that I started for my birthday, and they look really crazy colors on the screen. They aren't quite that crazy in person.
I don't know. It looks pretty accurate. I'm sorry, but it looks.
It just looks so contrasty.
When you hold it there, it looks a lot more accurate here.
Yeah. It just looks more contrasty on the screen, I think. But I've started my 1x1 rib on the top. I'm about 1/2 inch in, so...
How far are you going to go?
Not too much further. I've got less than 20 grams. Oh, you're just going to stay down there. It's fine, don't worry about it.
I can't reach you to
I think when I weighed, I had 20 grams, so it's been... that was before I started the ribbing. So they are very close. They've got my Fish Lips Kiss heel. It's just a vanilla sock. There is a stitch marker here on the foot because I found a stitch.
Oh, that you dropped?
I dropped and totally missed. And I mean, I didn't find it until I was way up here. So it's just going to get woven in and it will be fine.
But
I just captured it in there with a stitch marker and it will be fine.
Now, did you increase your stitch count back up here?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, when I found it, but it was a ways in. So I think that's why my, where it changed after the Fish Lips Kiss heel, these lines don't match up as nice, but it's fine. I'm really
nobody's gonna care.
Not worried about that.
Yeah.
And then I've just been increasing up a little just to give a little more room below my calf. Yep. So those are almost done. They will definitely be done. Another sitting of a TV show or something along those lines. They are that close. So that's one. I'll do one more, and this is what I've been knitting on at the beginning of the show. This is my donut square cowl because it's a tube and it's going to turn into a tube. So it's a donut both ways. Squared. Yeah. Yes.
2 square, not
the little two symbol. Because I'm geeky.
And this is 2 different colorways.
Yes, it is. So it is Felici. Oh, yeah. This was Thoroughly Thwacked was the brand.
Thoroughly Thwacked.
Uh-huh. Right. She's Portland. This is Felici in the Jelly Bean colorway. And then I transitioned in the middle. Every time a color changed, I switched yarns.
Okay.
And then this is Felici in Sorbet.
That does look very sorbet-y.
I know. So it's really nice and long, but I only have that much more yarn, so it's not going to be that much longer than this, and I think it's going to be super cute to wear.
Yeah.
And I'll graft it together at the end. Okay, what do you got?
So, I have this loveliness. So around my birthday, my husband and I, as a gift to each other, like to give each other time away from the house because twins are hard, yo. And so I went to the Knitting and Stitching show in London the first weekend in March, which I think was like the 3rd through the 5th. Or maybe it was the 5th through the 8th or something.
While I was at Yarn Crawl here.
Yeah. So one of the brands that I discovered there was Toft Yarn, luxury British knitting, and then it's DIY fashion and Toft UK. And their website, if you're curious to check it out, is toftuk.com.
I think I pronounce it Toftuck.
Toftuck. So I saw this kit, and maybe it's this way is the right way up. Yeah, that looks more correct. So I saw this postcard with this cowl, for the lack of a better word. They call it a snood. And I thought like a snood was just something you wear over your head.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not planning on wearing it like that. So I saw this, and then they had these balls of yarn that just drew me, and they were so soft and so yummy. And so I decided to purchase the kit, which I think was like 30 pounds, and brought it home. But the problem is that I didn't have a US 15 needle, or a 10 millimeter needle, which is what it calls for. So I was thinking I tried to go online to find what's the Knit Pro over in the instead of Knit Picks, it's Knit Pro over the UK. But I couldn't find an easy way to order the needles. I didn't try that hard. So if any of you have an idea of an easy way to find knitting needles, less expensive knitting needles over there, please let me know. But I came here and I found these. Maybe these are boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, that would make sense.
They were like all of $5 here. I bought these at Fabric Depot because there's a knitting section there. The cord was awful because, look at that. Hated it, but I hear you can like steam this out, but
yeah,
I didn't go to that effort because
boiling water.
Yeah, I just didn't go to that effort. But I started this right before we left to go to Seattle over the weekend. Just a weekend away from the children, and ended up getting this much, all of it knitted. So it's all knit. I just have to sew these edges together.
Oh, I may have Mobius.
Well, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It'll matter when
Is it supposed to be?
I don't think so. It doesn't say. It's like all like this is all of the pattern. Well, yeah, that's all of the pattern there. It's like cast on so many stitches. Here's your 4 rows that you start out with, and then, oh, by the way, repeat rows 3 and 4 until 1 meter of yarn remains and cast off. And I was playing Yarn Chicken because look how that's my cast off.
Yep.
Right there. I was like right. I guess this is my As I was getting to be like right here, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of yarn, but I didn't. So now I have to sew everything together and gotta weave in a couple of ends, and then it'll be done. So it should be. Nice. I think my mom has a darning needle somewhere in her sewing kit. So
well, I could give you one of mine. I have plenty.
Basically, that's kind of what it'll look like. And I'm trying to decide if I should like block it before I sew it. You know, when it's flat. Yeah, although it's pretty. I mean, it's stretchy. Yeah, I don't know if I'm even going to
block it. If you're,
I don't even know if I'm going to bother blocking it.
I mean, I don't think that you would get.
I mean, it's wool, so you could
different fabric. I mean, unless you really, really wanted more room to it.
Yeah, I'm going to go the lazy route and not block it. I think so. Are you gonna make me sew this together?
No, I'm just giving you a darning needle so you can take it with you. Here you go.
No, I don't want a darn. No,
I have 3 million darning needles. I'm sure. Here you go. You can take that one.
Well, I'll just sew it in here, and I won't have to take it.
I'm not worried about it. Darning needles are very cheap.
So that's my other almost finished object, but not quite there.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really cool.
It's the yarn that totally. Like makes it. It's so soft and squishy, and I wish I'd had enough money to make a sweater out of it because it's that delicious.
Yeah, maybe if you found just the right pattern that you really wanted to do,
it
would be a worthwhile investment. Mm-hmm. Or maybe like a custom fit or something that would really be.
But I think
be a lot though.
I had the website up. Let me see how much each skein is. Chunky lace snood. This is Erin, and each 100 grams is 15 pounds, and a pound is equal to I think about $1.75.
Oh wow! Yeah, so, that would be a bit.
Yeah,
maybe not.
No. It's good for a snood.
Make some small, make small things. Maybe some mitts.
Scissors too.
Yes.
I didn't bring my knitting kit,
and I'm sitting next to mine.
Yeah, we're sitting in your knitting kit.
This is my knitting kit. Welcome to my knitting kit. Craft office, knitting kit, whatever. Alright, so I have a couple more works in progress here. This one is on a needle because it's not quite done. So I am making a bamboo tank. This is cotton bamboo from Classic Wheat, and I kind of made this pattern up. I just kind of used my gauge, and I kind of looked at a couple things, and I have finished all the way to the bottom, bound that off. I just made kind of a lacy, waffly, ribby stitch, so it's really nice and stretchy. And now I have made straps in the front, and I am out of yarn, which I knew that I was going to be. I wasn't too worried about that. And so I picked up stitches to do a little back piece so that these would go like a razorback into the back. But I think it needs to be wider. So I'm going to go back and pick up more stitches in the back.
You gonna rip all that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just rip out the whole thing and make it like double the width so that then there's more support for the whole back so that it doesn't sag underneath the arms. I'm going to put a cord of some sort through the eyelets, so that'll also help keep it up as well, but I think it'll just look a little better with a little more coverage, and this only took me like an episode of something, so I'm not too worried about ripping it out. So this is just weird yarn for my stash. It's a Knit Picks, what was this? Simply Cotton, I think.
Question.
Yes.
Are you going to put anything under the straps? Because I'm concerned that the straps are just going to stretch like nobody's business. So you could sew like a ribbon.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give it some structure.
Grosgrain under there.
Yeah, because I think...
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I think with the weight...
Because it's weight. Yes, it is weighty.
Oh, yeah, that's totally... Yeah, you're going to need to put something underneath those straps.
That's a good point.
So that could save you from ripping this out. You could just keep it the way it is.
And put the grosgrain in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's totally... Yeah, that's going to really stretch.
Yeah, okay, that's a really good thought. And I do have some thicker pink grosgrain that I think would just... Because I could just do it... So it's kind of... I decreased on the sides, so it's kind of triangular here. If I just did...
Yeah, I'm just saying, sew it start it from the
where
cast on.
Where I picked up the stitches. Okay, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Because I think...
Yeah,
I have a feeling you'd regret after when it would look good look good for maybe an hour or two, but then after that it would just be like
yes, and it is 100% bamboo, which when I was designing the idea, I thought it was cotton bamboo, and it was different yarn than I thought it was. So,
well, I think either way it would have. Yeah, you would need something.
Yeah, and I was kind of basing the idea on one that had thicker straps too, and so that probably would have also held it up more.
But I think you would still experience the ginormous stretching. Yeah,
and I don't mind that it gets longer, but you're right. I don't want
the straps slipping down. Yeah, yeah, and I
don't need a wardrobe malfunction.
No.
But I mean, this was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you knit that really fast.
I did it really fast, but I really didn't spend a lot of time on it, and so it just kind of zoomed. The pattern just kept me interested, and I watched a lot of Stargate between recovering from physical therapy appointments, and so that is almost done. I need a little more work, and now it needs some grosgrain ribbon, and I think I have it. I don't want you to step on that skein. There we go. Okay. I'm just dropping skeins of yarn everywhere, but I don't want to move my chair. And then my last finished object, my last work in progress. Let's try that again. I just cast on another pair of socks because I'm almost done with the celebratory stripes. And I wanted to get the next pair going so that I had something to knit on during things this week. So this yarn is my On the Round spontaneous sock yarn. I'll show you the pretty logo. This is from Rachel of On the Round. It is Corriedale nylon, so it's 75 Corriedale, which I've never knit with Corriedale before. It's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. So I've just cast on toes. I've cast them on my bent Chowgu needles. They're supposed to be. I didn't do that. And I'm going to transfer them on to my size 1 9-inch circs and try that. And I'll do them.
And you've knit with those before, yeah?
I've knit with them as size 4s, but not as size 1s. So this is kind of the trial. And if it doesn't work, I will rip them back and put them on the regular needles, and it'll be just fine. Or I'll rip them all the way back and start again. It's just kind of an experiment, and I thought I'd see how that would work because it might be more portable than... Yeah, I don't know. just another option because I only have one pair of size 1 needles.
How do you only have one pair of size 1 needles and you have so many hand knit socks?
I knit one pair at a time.
You ask a stupid question.
No, I did break one, and so I got a replacement. But I've used the same set of needles since the first Madrona I went to.
Okay.
Second Madrona I went to. They just last that well. So,
I guess I shouldn't really say anything. I knit all my socks on these Knit Picks ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand.
But I do have the bent ones. They aren't my favorite for 2 at a time because it means I have to move the fabric twice over the bend. I think they'd be fine for 1 at a time things, but I just needed something to get it started on before they would work on the 9-inch. So that's the next thing I am trying out. And just barely started. I started them last night. I thought maybe I'd have them ready so I could knit on them during today's podcast, but I wasn't quite as speedy as I thought. And we had our smoke alarms go off in the middle of the night, so instead of knitting this morning, I was taking a nap.
With that.
I was taking a nap.
That sounds lovely. I love naps.
It was, yes, it was a good nap. I was very happy. Okay, so we're going to talk about some stash enhancement, or were you going to wait on that?
I bought some yarn while we were in Seattle, but I forgot to bring it with me. I meant to, but
where did you go?
I failed. I went to So Much Yarn, something like that, in All That Yarn, So Much Yarn. It's at the market, Pike Place Market in Seattle. Okay. They used to be for more closer to Belltown, but they had to, I guess their lease was up or something, and they had to move, and so they moved to the market.
Wow.
I think it is So Much Yarn. And I bought, gosh, I can't even remember. It was a hand dyer. They didn't say it was local, but she did a 12th Man colorway.
Oh,
I don't know, maybe I said
knitted
yeah, it was knitted something.
Knitted
was it knitted wit? Maybe
she did some that was
So I got
there's her logo.
Yes, that's exactly who I bought it from. Knitted Wit. I got the 12th Man colorway, which is Seahawks inspired, and it's the Seattle team. And then I got another one that was like a speckled neon. It was very very interesting.
Oh.
Let's see if I can.
She has some cool colorways. She was at TNNA this weekend. My sleeves by Martina Baim that I have not gone anywhere are using some of her yarn.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, so I got those.
Cool.
I neglected to bring them. But that's all the yarn that I've purchased.
Cool. I have 2 gift yarns. Because I'm lucky. I have cool friends. This is how would you say that?
Panoply?
Panoply of Peacocks from Alicia Goes Round. And apparently there can never be too much purple yarn, according to Karen. She bought it on my birthday. And it is 80-10-10 superwash cashmere nylon, so it's very soft.
Yummy.
And it doesn't have a colorway name. But it's purples and wines and a little lavender. So that will make something amazing. Probably a shawl because it's so luscious. It's 360 yards for 115 grams. So it's probably a little bigger than fingering. I mean, it says it's fingering, but weight-wise, maybe it's just the cashmere that makes it heavier, though. I don't know how that goes. But very nice. I'm excited about that. Can you reach my big cone of yarn back there?
Your giant cone of yarn.
My giant kilo of yarn. Ugh. It's heavy, huh? So this is a kilo of lace weight. And we figured out, my friend Angel and I, that it's probably 7,000 to 8,000 yards of lace weight. It's from Peru. It's alpaca. And so I have, and look at this color. I mean, could that be any more Christine?
It matches the flower.
Kind of does. There, that side. So I'm thinking I will be making a few items out of this.
At least.
First step, probably, though, I'm going to wind off 150 or 200 grams and make a viagante. Viagant. And I run the pattern for that on the Fiber and Dice podcast. So it's all very gifty all around. And I'll probably bring this with me on my trip because that'll be a nice thing to knit. And once I wind it off, it'll be light to carry around. Lighter than carrying around worsted weight or something. Mm-hmm. And I need as much space in my suitcases for I'm going on a trip to Minnesota and Illinois at the end of June, and June is now. It's not just June is soon anymore. June is now. So I'm getting ready for that and thinking of travel knits because that's what you do when you get ready for trips, right? And then, so needle adjacent, I already talked about the two things, my Vision. And the harmonized to match the little wristers for my friend. So those are my two things I'm thinking about. Do you have upcoming knit plans?
Not that I am aware of at the moment.
You may have some, and they're just not.
Well, I tend to decide as I finish, and I'm not really close to finishing the big project.
Hitofude.
Hitofude. Whatever. I always mispronounce it. I don't even try to, like...
And I just pronounce it like I think Megan of Stockinette Zombies pronounces it. She's calling it the year of Hitofude.
I saw it. Is she making one like once a month?
Yep. Oh my gosh. She's been doing them as gifts. She really likes that pattern.
It's nice to just not break yarn. Yeah. I really like that. I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, I think it fits a lot of people, too. Mm-hmm. People that don't think they could wear it, it actually is so flattering. Mm-hmm. So I think that makes it a nice thing for... And she's made kid-size ones now, too, which is also really nice to kind of downsize it.
Is she using the numbers from the pattern, or is she coming up with her own numbers?
I think. She, went down a number of patterns
repeats
and stuff.
Yeah,
so... That's that. I also am going to be I'm repurposing, this might look familiar to you. I knit the body of this during a black sheep, and then realized I had double Mobiused it and cut it. Right. I steeked it, which worked fine.
And now you're going to rip it out?
Planned. No, I'm not going to rip it out. I took off all the hardware on it because I had hook and eyes and buttons. And I am taking the straps and crossing them in the back to make it the right size for me, and I'm going to wear it backwards. And it actually looks like a beautiful boat neck when you put it on backwards. And so I've basted down just so I could try it on, and I'm going to sew it down with the actual yarn because I still have some left. And then I will be able to wear this. And the back of it will have enough coverage that I won't need to really worry. I mean, I'll wear a tank under it because it's lacy anyhow, but it overlaps quite a bit.
You don't want your rear end
I don't really want my rear end hanging out, but it overlaps quite a bit, so it's going to be good. There you go. That's a snood.
That's a snood, except I will put the seam somewhere else.
Hide the seam. There you go. Now you should wear that for the rest of the episode.
Oh goodness, no!
You're going to be a little.
I'm sorry, it's too warm in your room.
It is getting warm.
There we go. Let me stretch it out. Ugh.
Yeah, that's going to be a little warm to wear. Yeah, but that will be awesome.
But it's so cute. I like it.
It is really cute. And yay, finished object.
Woo-hoo! Alright, now I gotta try and get it off without taking off my glasses. There we go. Oh, so yummy. I love this yarn.
Yeah, that is really, really nice. Okay, so quick knitting community. I am participating in Stash Dash, but I don't have a really good plan yet. Just finishing all the things and then starting more things. So
finish all the things, start more things.
It's pretty much normal Christine behavior. There's only one thing that is in hibernation that I will probably pick up and finish, but most of the things that I'm working on are new things. So, and then for Yarnings, the conversation knits. The Convocal knit along is still going on to knit things that you can knit while you're doing other things. And yours?
Like skydiving?
Yes, knit during skydiving.
And I'm sure somebody's done it.
It seems valid to me. I like that plan. Will you do that and take a picture?
Only if you pay for it.
Can you knit, skydive, and take a selfie at the same time?
Probably not. No, because you need two hands to knit. So
you have to have a GoPro camera.
Yeah, but then you're not doing a selfie. You're doing an outie.
Okay. Oh man. Tell us about your knit along.
So I am running a knit along on my podcast as well until, gosh, I can't even remember if it was the 1st of September or the end of September.
I think it was the beginning of fall, so...
Yeah, whatever the first day of fall is. The spring summer sweater knit along, and basically it can be anything, any upper body garment. So a sweater, a tank, a lightweight sweater, whatever. I'm going to try and gather Irish-centric prizes.
Oh, nice.
So there's an author that I've become friends with on social media and I've met. She did... These Islands. She's one of the co-authors of These Islands, which is knits for England, Ireland, and Scotland.
Okay.
Which I went to the book launch for early May, late April, early May. And she also wrote Knit, Bake, Sew, which is a knitting, baking, and sewing
how cool
book. And she's she's going to give one of those away with the podcast knit along, and then I was going to go make some road trips in Ireland this summer and find some other stuff to give away.
How about some Irish shortbread? Can you ship
that? Like cookies and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've offered
maybe not all the way over here.
I've offered to become a Cadbury supplier for my friends.
Yeah.
Because the Cadbury chocolate that you get here is in the States is not made by Cadbury. Yeah. It's made by Nestle or Hershey.
Yeah.
And the chocolate to me, is much more oily than it is
creamy.
Yeah.
It should be more creamy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That would be a good plan.
Yeah. So, and I think. I agreed to try and send somebody Kinder eggs, with the toys inside.
Yeah.
Although she says that they're not allowed to be sent anymore, but I thought that the restrictions had been loosened.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. So I'm going to look into that and see if I can do that. Do you have garbage so I can put my hands
right there behind
you? I don't
you.
want to leave this on your desk. There we go.
Well, and I have little Post-its all in front of you too. Sorry.
No worries.
Just noticed that. Okay. Shall we talk about sewing?
Yep. So I have a sewing segment in my podcast usually where I show my quilting and garments that I make and anything that I'm sewing.
Fabulousness.
I made bucket hats for my boys right before we left. I post pictures to my Instagram account, and that is EKSRN2002. Malcolm refuses to wear his. Nathaniel will wear his, and he wore his hat when we went strawberry picking. So he's seen some action.
Nice.
And I ended up using Malcolm's hat that I brought along with us to hold strawberries in while I was picking, and then I would dump them in the box. So
there's a strawberry holder.
Strawberry holder hat. And what else? I think that's about it. I made a mini quilt for my mom, which I showed everybody already on my podcast. And then my purse is downstairs. So I came armed with a list of things to buy at Fabric Depot, which is the big warehouse type fabric store that's here in the Portland, Vancouver area. And I've made one trip so far, and I purchased quilt backs for the boys' Christmas quilts. I purchased fabric for a quilt for my husband because he's been, and lack for a better word, whining about not having gotten a quilt so far. I got fabric for a pillowcase for my brother because I made him a Doctor Who quilt last year. And Fabric Depot not only had that TARDIS quilt that I had made last year, but there was a Dalek. Is that what they're called?
Dalek, yeah.
Dalek, whatever.
I think.
Dalek, the robot that says exterminate.
The little triangular guys.
Yeah, so there's apparently a quilt designed that's just the Dalek.
Nice.
And it's by the same person who designed the TARDIS quilt. I want to say Relatively Dimensional is the name of that TARDIS quilt. I don't remember the name of the designer brand.
Yeah.
Whatever. What else did I get? I got fabric for my Halloween costume. And I'm going to be Princess Peach for Halloween. And my boys are going to be Mario and Luigi. And my husband's going to be Bowser. And so I need to go back to because I didn't get it all done in one day. Because I only had about an hour and a half, 2 hours there. And so I have to go back and get their Halloween costume fabric. And then I should be good to go.
And then you'll bring all that back in your suitcases.
Yes.
You'll have enough room for all of
Hopefully. I brought vacuum seal bags. Especially, so I'm making Bernie's costume out of fleece.
Oh.
And that's especially very poofy.
Very, yeah.
So I'm hoping I won't be going over weight allowances because fabric is heavy.
Yeah.
So
how is weight amounts different for international, or is it still just airline?
So I think it's 50 pounds. Okay. Yeah.
I flew somewhere when I went to New York, I had a 75-pound limit, and that was really nice. Because my suitcase is pretty heavy on its own. My big one. I bring too much stuff. This is well-documented fact. I like to be prepared for everything.
Oh yeah, see, I've done enough travel that I've gotten where I don't want to carry all that heaviness.
Yeah. So
I bring just the essentials, and then if I need something, I'll get it.
Yeah.
So like my jacket usually serves double duty as like a rain. I'll bring my raincoat / fleece. It's like all in one kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Smart.
Yeah.
So on the sewing front for me.
Oh yes.
I am thinking about getting a machine. So we went to a quilting shop nearby.
Just for fun quilting?
Just for fun, yeah. It's next door to Blizzard Yarn and Fiber, which I haven't been into yet.
Which we attempted to go into.
It had been opened.
But they were closed. So there's the quilting store.
And they have classes, and they have tons of fabric. They didn't sell sewing machines there. But they had a lot of classes, and so that could be a cool place. It's very, very close to me. It's on one bus ride, so...
Yeah, apparently they have beginning classes, paper piecing, table runner.
Yeah, it looked like mostly
flying
quilting stuff, not clothing.
Yeah.
But it looked like it'd be a good place to take some classes.
Yeah. And I tried to give Christine some advice on what to look for in a machine because she posed this question to Facebook maybe about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, because I had some Joann's money and I was suggesting maybe that's what I should do with it.
Get one of their sewing machines.
Apparently that was not the right answer.
No. The sewing machine, yeah, no. So, the next step you have to take now is to figure out, make a list of what you'd like in a sewing machine now. What are your must-haves?
What kind of things
a threader, an auto cutter, that kind of thing. And then make a list of what you'd like in the future, maybe. Mm-hmm. Things you might be interested in, like you used to quilt. Maybe that would be something you might want to do in the future.
Yeah.
And then go test drive some. And I know some of the sewing machine stores tend to also run classes. And I know the one that I bought mine from, if you bought a sewing machine, you got classes for free. So it's just something to look into.
Yeah. So I need to do a little more research. I'm going to look and see what Paula from Knitting Pipeline got, because she had just talked pretty highly about a low-cost machine. And then, like Erin said, make a list, figure out, and then talk to my Irish sewing machine consultant.
That would be me.
That would be her, because she is smart and knows a lot. And then I will figure out a plan.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the near future, I might learn to sew again. It's been a very long time. It's probably been 20 years, because it was high schoolish, after high school. So yeah, I think it would be really fun to try again. And I have the space right now.
And if you end up deciding to purchase a Craftsy class, I am a Craftsy affiliate. And I would love if you went through my website, theanatomyofknitting.com, and clicked on the little banner ad that I have there. And when you buy your class, because then I get a little kickback from them, giving them advertising on my show. And it's just an easy way to support my podcast. Just takes, 30 seconds to type in theanatomyofknitting.com
and whoosh.
And Bob's your uncles. They like to say, that's one of the sayings in Ireland.
Oh, I didn't know that was an Irish saying.
That's apparently my husband says that's a saying, because I personally haven't heard it, but
it's just your husband coming up.
He hears it at work.
He's just coming up with these random things to tell
perhaps,
you.
Perhaps somebody who's Irish is watching and they're just like, what on earth is this girl saying? So,
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just a funny thought.
And Bob's your uncle. Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick little Sagas of Geekery. I'm looking at some little games to bring with me for traveling. My husband's also taking them on a trip he's going on. He leaves tomorrow. So he gets to bring the little games first.
Nice.
And for now we just started watching Daredevil on Netflix. Not really a little kid show. It is more violent than most Marvel stuff, but
because Netflix can get away with it.
Netflix can get away with it. But good character development. I'm really enjoying the acting and the writing. A lot of the writers are Buffy writers.
And the actor.
And
we had a conversation about how delicious the main actor is.
Charlie Cox. Oh, yes. Very, very nice. And if you have seen Stardust, you have seen him.
Or Downton Abbey.
Yes, which I didn't realize.
Which we didn't realize until I was Googling him.
Yep.
And Boardwalk Empire. He's also been in that.
Which I haven't seen. So that one I wouldn't have gotten. And let's see. I think that will do everything we are going to talk about today.
Yeah.
I think there's other little bits of things that got put into life stories that are normal segments for me, and I will be back with normal segments. Erin will be back with her normal segments next episode.
Yeah. And we're going to look into maybe trying to do a joint podcast once a quarter. What is it? Not telecontinental.
That sounds like a cool
words.
Name. The Telecontinental Podcast.
Yeah. Doing it over the internet.
Yes. Because we know how to use the internets.
Yeah.
Yo.
We're internet savvy.
Yeah.
So we'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
And you can see podcast notes on my site at yarningspodcast.com.
And I don't do them.
And you have links to your episodes on your Ravelry group.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Ravelry group under our podcast names.
Yep.
And I think that'll do us.
Yep.
All right. Well, till next time, that's the story.
Bye.
Bye.